on this computer. And then I'm also, just so you guys know, one of my members, my dream team members. Dream team is what I call my staff and those who work with me and help us build these Champion Circle events all over the country. Lauren Cobb, who's currently driving to a destination, she'll be off in a minute, but I just made her co-host. So just so you know that. Hey, Lacey, everybody. So what we're going to do to get started is we're going to just introduce ourselves. We're going to have a moment here to say hello to everybody. And the way that we're going to do this without any background or information, and I'm sure some of you know each other because you're all coming from either the Female Entrepreneur Empire Conference and group, or you've come through my associations, or you've been to one of my events before. But whatever the case is, I want you guys to introduce you to each other, but this is what we're going to do. So we've all played the game. Two truths and a lie. Okay. Two truths and a lie. And I think it's really important that we get to know each other in that aspect. And as we play two truths and a lie, hopefully we'll have some fun to get to know each other. And I want you to think of really interesting, obscure, funny, amazing things. Okay. I don't want you guys to say something like, I have a dog, I have a cat, and I kicked a pig once, right? You know, we don't want ever you to just be boring. Like, we want it to be something really, really fun. So we're going to make sure that we have some fun today. A few more people just joined us, but let me get started by just saying welcome to the Champion Circle. I'm super excited to welcome all of you. And again, for some of you, this is your first time. For others, this is a revisit. And for others, you work for me. So this is awesome. And I'm really excited to have you all here and to introduce you to this. We opened up a virtual session because of one, COVID, and two, we recognized that not everybody was going to want to attend in-person events right now. I know this firsthand. I have a mother who is double lung transplant recipient. And so she's like completely at risk. And you know, for the holidays, we were all in our white jumpsuits and masks, and we couldn't really like breathe on each other. It was an interesting holiday, but I do want to respect and honor those who can't be here in person. And I know some of you guys too don't live in the vicinity of the Salt Lake Valley. And so this is also an option for those who live outside of that. And we are growing our groups. We're moving into Park City. We're trying to move up closer to Ogden area. And we're also going to be opening up a group in Boise. And I'm also working on a group down in St. George. So we're growing. This is a lot of fun. This is exciting, but truly why we're growing, because this is some of the best networking in the world. And I claim that because I've been all over the world to networking events, to mastermind groups, to conferences, to summits. And because of all of this, I've learned that it takes just a few simple tricks and secrets to build the best networking associations. And I want to give that to you. I want people to have that because I am a mastermind facilitator. I have been a part of multi six-figure mastermind groups, and I facilitated those with the elites and so forth. And I know what it costs and I know what it takes. And you know what? Not everyone can afford that. And by golly, I really believe that everyone needs to have what we have because it stems all the way down to the roots of the family organization, and it even drips out into the public education system and to our government and so forth. It's such a bigger thing than we realize. And so I want to give that to us, and I want to give that to us because we deserve it. And so I'm just really excited to meet all of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 30 seconds each. And I know if you're driving, then I'll just skip you for now. And maybe I'll introduce for you until you get to a safe place, or if you feel comfortable, just let me know. But I want you to take a moment, and I want you to share who you are, and I want you to share what your biggest goal right now is, okay? Your biggest goal or dream. And there's a reason why we're going to start there, because after we introduce ourselves, we're going to then play a game called Two Truths. I keep saying True Truths. Two Truths and a Lie. And we're going to base it off of our goals and aspirations. Okay, so we're going to go from there, and I promise you it'll be fun. It'll be an interesting way to connect and to build relationships together. But so I want you to take a moment. First of all, and some people get this wrong, so don't get this wrong, but you're going to introduce your name. Okay, don't get your name wrong. And then I want you to introduce what your biggest goal right now is, the biggest aspiration you have right now. And I'll start, and then I'll pass it over. I'm going to do this kind of Brady Bunch style. So I don't know what you guys see on your screen. If you're looking at this through a phone, you don't get to see it as well as I do, but I'm going to go Brady Bunch style, which means however you are in proximity to my little box in the gallery view, I'm just going to call on you left and right. So the first person I'm going to call on is Kimberly. And if you would unmute yourself and tell us who you are and tell us what your greatest aspiration right now today is.
Yeah, so I'm Kim. I'm a coach. I have been helping people fulfill their dreams and supporting them basically. And my biggest aspiration right now is to start making sales on just things I want to put out there, like a workbook or a course or something to help others permanently.
Awesome. That's a really cool aspiration. Thanks. Do you want to go by Kim or Kimberly?
I either one. I usually go by Kim, but either one's fine.
Okay, I wrote down Kim because that's how you introduced yourself. So I want to make sure whatever is most comfortable. I go by Jon.
It's all good. Thanks.
My name is Jon. So there we go. Just kidding.
All right.
You guys, I like to joke. So if my jokes are bad, I'm going to hold up a sign that says, just please laugh and pity me. So there we go. Thanks, Kim. Everyone know that she's working on making sales, which is even cooler. I bet you'll get results today. I'm just really excited for you, Kim. Okay, moving over to my other left, which is Shauna. Shauna, please unmute yourself. Tell us who you are and what your greatest aspiration is right now.
Okay, so my name is Shauna. I am a creator. I create naturally beautiful photos, jewelry, dream catchers, and life transformations.
Wow.
My greatest aspiration right now is bringing in more than $10,000 a month.
Awesome. Sorry for the lag. I was just writing it down. That's amazing. I'm excited for you, Shauna. And I know that you and I have some conversations in the background going on, but I also have some great ideas for you. So I'm really excited.
Sounds great.
Hey,
sorry about that.
It's so exciting. Okay. And then the next person on my left or my right, no, my right is Jackie Alderete. Jackie, if you'll unmute yourself, and I see people jumping in, this is awesome. Introduce yourself and what your greatest aspiration is.
Absolutely. My name is Jackie Alderete. I'm a life coach and a mentor as well for women. And let's see, my biggest goal right now is consistently bringing in $5,000 in sales in my business a month. Is that what we're supposed to say? Name, introduction, and biggest goal right now?
And whatever you feel called to say, that's awesome. And
I'm a talker, so I can keep talking, but I'll stop there.
So excited. Thank you for joining us, Jack. I love how you spell your name, by the way, Jackie. Obviously, you had no choice in the matter.
That's my normal response. I didn't choose it.
Either did I. People ask, is it Jonathan? I said, nope, just Jon. Just Jon, J-O-N. No fly H in front of the N, so you're good. Okay, thanks, Jackie. We're gonna have a minute here. So, hey, as we've introduced ourselves, be thinking of two truths and a lie. Two truths and a lie. Okay. I'm gonna move down to the second row below me. Brady Bunch is Luana. Luana, you're up next, and make sure I said your name right. And introduce yourself and tell us what your greatest aspiration is.
You did say my name right. My name is Luana Spencer. And I am currently a paparazzi consultant.
Cool.
I'm looking to expand and go a different direction in business.
And what is your greatest aspiration?
To, I guess for this year, it is to complete the Prosperity Academy to learn how to build a business from the ground up. I started that this week.
That's awesome. So you're starting a Prosperity Academy.
I don't have video on though.
Prosperity Academy. Awesome, Luana. Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I can't wait to get into some really cool conversations. Next one up is my good friend, Mr. Nathan Vaughn. Sorry if I know it's like, hey, I'm going to say your name and then you say your name. Sorry about that.
Hey, that's okay.
Please introduce yourself, man.
You can introduce me as much as you want, Jon. It makes me feel better.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm Nathan Vaughn. I work in the financial world. I guess my biggest aspiration actually right now is not business related. It's actually physical related. my biggest aspiration is to swim 2 miles in 30 minutes.
Swim 2 miles in 30 minutes. I love it.
Mm.
Just briefly,
Right now,
30 seconds
right
or
now
less.
I'm about
What's the thing? What's the reason behind the why? Like, why is that such a big deal to you?
well, because when I swim in the morning, that's what I've been doing for a while. It gets my mind clear. It's literally my think tank. So I take all my business, personal, relationship problems that I have, and I take it to the pool and I think about it. So, and the longer I can go, the longer I'm in the pool. So that's where most of my business and ideas come from.
I love it. I can't wait to talk to you about a really cool principle that I learned in, I'm pulling it up. I usually, it doesn't take this long. You usually learn in this book, Think and Grow Rich,
Yep.
Which you're
Yep.
probably well aware of. And I'm really excited to talk about that. So awesome.
For
Nate.
sure.
Thanks. By the way, dude, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too, my friend.
We're going to move next to, if he's in a good spot, Matt Gibbons, if you're able to just say hello and what your greatest aspiration is. If not, we'll move on. But it looks like he's ready to unmute. Don't crash, man. Don't crash. You got this.
Thanks, brother. Hey, guys. My name is Matt Gibbons. I have a lot of aspirations. This is a tough question for me right now because I'm kind of all over the place. I guess I would say right now my biggest aspiration is just have laid out what the actions I want to do every day to build my business. I know it's kind of vague, but that's where I am today.
Build business. You've got a lot of talents and a lot of strengths, man. I'm super excited. So appreciate you. Thanks for jumping in. I'll let you focus on the road for a minute while we get ready to play this game. Crystal Lynn, what's up, Crystal? You're up next. Crystal, please tell us who you are and what your greatest aspiration is.
Hi, John. I'm Crystal. And my greatest aspiration right now is bringing in at least $7,000 a month with my current coaching business, with the addition of some new stuff. So I do keto coaching, and I'm adding in human design to that. And so that's been super fun. And I want to make that all work from home without having to do anything else to supplement that.
I love it. That's a great pivot and an awesome transformation for moving into 2021, which I have some insight I'll share in a minute. Thank you, Crystal. I'm so excited to meet you and talk to you. We're going to move down to Amy and David Dunn. Amy and David Dunn. I think I've got, sorry, it's a little dark, but I think I got Amy. If you'll unmute and just say hello and what your greatest aspiration is.
Hi, I'm Amy Dunn. Right now, my biggest thing is I'm focusing on me so that I can start a business. And so I figured this was a good place for me to come and get some help with learning more about doing that. So that's where I'm at right now.
Well, that's amazing, Amy. I'll tell you this, and I'm not bragging. I promise I'm not bragging. Please don't take this as bragging. I promise I'm not bragging. I am really good at helping people start businesses. And a lot of it has to do with what you just said. It's finding you and understanding you so that you feel like you're in a place to begin and start. And that's the most important place. I think you're in a great spot and an incredible opportunity. So don't let me rush you, but I'm really good at helping people do that. So I'm really excited. I saw you smile, so that's enough for me. Appreciate you, Amy, and I'm glad you're here. We're going to move over to Mr. Spencer. What's up, Spencer? If you have a minute and you're safe on the road, don't drive off the road. Tell us about who you are and what your greatest aspiration is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Spencer. First of all, I absolutely love hearing all your guys' aspirations. It definitely pumps me up. So my current aspiration right now is actually just like Nathan. It's not business related, but it's linked to business related things. For me, it's consistently nailing down my morning routine. That's going to help me progress forward every single day. So every single day, nail down my morning routine, whether I'm on vacation or at home or with family or what have you. And I feel that ties into a lot of areas that it would help with. So there you go.
Awesome, Spencer. Thank you so much. We're going to move over to Miss Lacey Platt. What's up, Lacey?
Hello, hello. All right, I'm Lacey Platt, and I'm an achievement coach and speaker.
Nothing.
And my greatest aspiration is to travel the world and speak as much as humanly possible.
You're in a good spot. I every speaker friend that I make friends with, they're overwhelmed by how many stages I like to share, because a lot of coaches, a lot of event planners, and a lot of people who I get to speak with, they always ask the question, do you have anyone else you'd like to refer to our stage that might be a good fit? And I'm always like, I've got a list. How many can you fit? So I'm really excited to talk with you about that more, Lacey. So we'll get into more of that. Okay, so the boxes just shift. Is Jessica done on? I see a beautiful painting of a butterfly.
Hello?
Yes, she unmuted. Hey, Jessica, what's up?
Hi.
Tell us who you are. Obviously, we said your name and what your
So,
greatest aspiration is.
I'm Jessica, and right now I'm focusing on finishing high school and starting vet school.
Wow, you're in high school?
Yeah,
That's amazing. How old are you?
17.
I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. Are you a senior or a junior?
Junior.
Junior. Are you looking to finish early?
I could finish early if I wanted to.
Cool. And you're just figuring that out, right? You're just trying to decide what you want to do?
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Jessica, I'm so excited you're here. I'm glad you joined us. If this is too businessy, I promise you'll fit in. I have a great story for you that I'll tell you in just a minute, but I have a friend who is in the same shoes as you, and they are rocking at life and they love it. So let me tell you more in just a minute, but I'm super excited you're here. Thanks, Jessica. Adam, are you on and listening? I bet Lacey and Adam are in different rooms or something, but if Adam is on, unmute and, hey, what's up, man? I love it. You're in the studio.
I am. Yep. Thanks.
All right. Tell us who you are and what your greatest aspiration is.
Okay. I'm Adam Platt, and I'm also an achievement coach like my wife. And my biggest aspiration right now is to make $50,000 in the next 3 months. So
awesome. And I can't wait to tell everyone. Adam and Lacey just joined our Champion Circle membership, and we are working on them on the 90-day sprint that Think and Grow Rich Napoleon Hill's promised to us, as if we will do the 13 things that bring wealth and prosperity to us. They're en route. So they're starting that, and it's going to be really cool. And the one thing I didn't know is they both wrote down a number, separate goals. And they both wrote down 50K. So it's like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun to watch you guys succeed and have a lot of fun in the process. All right. I'm going to make sure I didn't skip over anyone. I know we got Terry, Mehmet, and June. June texted me. She says she's going to step out for a minute. But go ahead, Terry, if you can unmute yourself. And awesome. What's up, Terry? Tell us who you are and what your greatest aspiration is.
I'm Terry. I work for Pink Zebra, but my greatest asset is my intuition skills I have. Aspiration.
Awesome. Greatest intuition. Just writing that down, Terry. Thank you so much. I'm excited to chat with you. And then we're going to move over to June. June, if you're available, unmute yourself and just tell us who you are and what your greatest aspiration is. I'll give it 2 seconds here. I know she had to hop off for just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll come back to June. No problem at all. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. So I know I mentioned a bunch of stuff. I've got some really great notes here. I want you each to take a moment to write down 2 truths and a lie. If you're driving, don't write it down. Focus on the road. Keep your eyes on the road. So 2 truths and a lie. And I don't want them to be simple. I know I mentioned this earlier. A few people were jumping on, but I don't want it to be as simple as I have a dog, I have a cat, and I kicked a pig. Right? I don't know why we went with kick. I don't know why. It's just where my brain went this morning, guys. I'm sorry. But if at all, please write something obscure, something about your aspirations, something that you're working towards, because I think it's super cool that in just a few seconds or in just a few moments, when you share what you're working towards or what your greatest aspiration is, we know a lot more about you than we need to know about your past. And a lot of people oftentimes go to networking events or they go to events and they're dragging behind them this old bag of luggage. And it's the past. It's the past that they've, oh, Mr. Matt Givens jumped back in. It's the past. It's what you've been doing. It's your accomplishments. It's what you've brought with you in this lifetime. And not everybody wants to see your luggage. Not everyone wants to be in the room with your luggage, but they want to be in the room with you and where you're heading, because where you're going, what your aspirations are, what you're working towards is far more exciting and more important than where you've come from. Yes, our stories are important. Yes, our past and our history is an important piece because they lay the foundations for where we stand today. But I'm more excited to talk to you about where you're going. And that's really all that matters to me, because you're here today and we're going to go somewhere amazing. And I hope to take you there. So I hope to take you there in just a few minutes. So write down 2 truths and a lie, 2 truths and a lie. And I will start the game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give everyone a moment to play this game before we jump into our mastermind methodologies. Okay. That's how we do it, just so you guys know. And I'll tell you a little bit more about Champion Circle in the making, but we play games first. Why? Because we're all total strangers. And when we have a little bit of fun together, it helps us to connect with each other a lot faster. Okay. And I want this to be an important piece for all of you, because I've seen this work scientifically. I don't even know if that's a word. Scientifically, I've watched it happen. Statistically, it's worked for me over the last 5 years. And also methodically, I just threw that word in there. It helps with the mindset of all that we're creating today. So I'm really excited to share that with you and to be a part of it. Okay. So this is how we're going to do it. When it's your turn to share your 2 truths and a lie, I'm going to turn you into the host. So you're going to be full screen, and I want everyone to jump into the chat section if they can. I know those who are still driving, it'll be tough, but I want you to jump into the chat section like you're hosting your own webinar, right? And this is kind of a speaker's training mini session, but I want you to jump into the chat section and guess what the 2 truths and a lie are. And then that way we can kind of read through the answers and we can kind of pick who guessed it. But we are going to start with, and let me ask this, who's ready to go? Raise your hand, your physical hand. Okay, cool. We'll go with Lacey, and then we'll go with Lauren, and then we'll go with Shauna, and then we'll go with Jackie. Starting with Lacey. Lacey, unmute yourself. I'm going to make you the featured speaker here. Everyone is in your audience. Tell us 2 truths and a lie in any order, and us as an audience are going to guess through the chat section. The floor is yours.
All right, guys. So here is my 2 truths and a lie. So I am scheduled to present on a cruise ship and become an international speaker. I am also booked for a trip for Europe where I will be speaking on stage in Paris. And I'm also, let me think. I had one more. Dang it, now it's gone. I should have written them. Now you got me saying words that aren't real. I should have written them down, John. I forgot. What was my other one? Goodness. I had it too. What was it? Wow, it's gone. Like gone. Sorry, I guess that's what I get for raising my hand and going first.
It's okay. So, I love how ready you were. Shauna says number 3.
I was ready. No, number 3 is a lie. That's because she knows me so well. That's not fair, Shauna. You're cheating.
Jessica says 1 and 2 are true? Question mark? True?
1 and 2 are true. Okay. If I could come up with number 3 again, what was it? Shoot. Sorry. We'll just go with 1 and 2.
Okay, so we got 2 options. We got 1 truth and 1 lie, and we have to guess which one is the lie. Shauna knows her very well. She says, let's see here. We've got Lauren thinks, Jackie thinks it's number 2. Adam thinks it's number 2. It's cheating, Adam. You're married to her. Lauren Cobb says it's number 1. Matt Gibbons says, I agree, 1 and 2 are true. Kim says number 1 is a lie. Terry says 1. Crystal says 2. And the big drum roll is...
Sorry, I was looking at the chat. You guys, you're awesome. You're really smart. So yes, number 1 is true. I am booked to become an international speaker on a cruise ship next year. Actually, it was supposed to happen in October, but it's going to happen next year for sure. And then I would love to go to Europe and speak. I actually have that as an opportunity, but I have not yet been able to book it. So it is a lie at this point, but hopefully a truth.
That is so awesome. I have so many burning questions that I can't wait to learn more about. But knowing that you're going to be going on a cruise ship, that's amazing. Yes, I have so many ideas, questions, thoughts, things in my head. The hamster just took a coffee drink and is now spinning the wheel extremely fast. So that's awesome. Okay, so as part of Champion Circle, and if most of you remember from my speech, we like to do what's called a power clap. A power clap is a way to show support. It's a way for us to get together and also to feel what we just experienced. So everybody on the count of 3, this is even more fun because sometimes there's lag, but on the count of 3, we're going to do a power clap for Lacey on 3. 1, 2, 3. That was awesome. We were so close. We're going to get better at this. All right. Next up is Shauna. Shauna, you are going to be our speaker. Take a moment here to go full screen. I'm going to spotlight you and give us 2 truths and a lie.
All right. I wrote mine down so that I wouldn't forget them. I'm popular for forgetting. Okay. So number 1, I am a recovering addict. Number 2, I have been in a rollover accident. And number 3, I have a Jeep that I go on adventures in.
Ooh, okay. Put your answers in the chat section. I'm going to go with number 2. Okay, so the problem is I got to remember where to start. So Jackie says number 2. Nate says number 2. Kim says number 2. Jessica says number 2. I said number 2. Matt says number 2. Adam 2. Terry says 3. Spencer says 2. Lauren says 2. Lacey says 2. Oh my gosh, the overwhelming majority think it's number 2. And
it is number 2. Number 2 is the lie. So
you've never been in a rollover?
Nope, never been in a rollover accident.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, everybody, power clap for Shauna on 3. 1, 2, 3. I love the lag. It's like, that's super fun. Okay, and then who did I say was next? Lauren. Lauren is next. Lauren, you are up. I'm going to spotlight you here. Ready, go. 3, 2, 1. 2 truths and a lie.
Hello. All right, so I wrote them down also. So I've traveled the world. I want to be an archaeologist, and I've eaten cow tongue.
Ooh. Okay, put your answers in the chat. I'm going to say number 3 for me. Okay, Shauna says number 1 is a lie. Kim says number 1. Number 3 is a lie from, let's see, Jessica. Jackie says number 2. Nate says number 2. Spencer says number 2. Lacey 2. Terry 2. Matt 1. All right. Tell us what it is.
Number 1, I have not traveled the entire world. I'm missing 2 continents.
She's missing 2 continents. Wow, that's impressive. Power clap for Lauren on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Raise the hand. Who would like to go next? All right. We'll go Jackie, and then we'll go with Nate, and then we'll go with Mr. Matt Gibbons, and then Kim. Go ahead, Jackie. I'm going to put you full screen. Ready, go. This is your spotlight. Rock it, girl.
Okay, sounds good. Here are my 2 truths and a lie, and I also wrote them down as well. Okay, I've never broken a bone. I speak Portuguese fluently, and I've traveled to 3 continents.
All right, put your answers in the comment section. Let's see here. Number 1 is a lie, says Kim. 1. Number 2, Matt. Lauren 3. 1. Oh, Luana 1. Spencer 3. We're all over the place on this one. Good, good, good. Any other guesses? Adam says 2. Shauna says 1. All right. Without any further ado, Jackie, what is the lie?
Number 2, I'm fluent in Spanish.
You are or aren't?
I am.
Wow, okay. That fooled me. The way you said it, it fooled me. That's pretty impressive. Okay, power clap for Jackie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, who did I say next? Nate, you're up. I'm going to full screen you, brother. On the count of 3, you are Mr. Spotlight. Ready, go.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see. So I wrote them down as well because I would have forgotten them. So it's not just on you. Don't worry. Took me forever to think of them. So my 3 things are: I've saved a sinking boat. I'm a semi-professional video game player ranked nationally. And I have twin sisters that are 19 years younger than me.
That's a variety.
There's a reason.
All right. Okay, we got Kim says number 2 is a lie. Jackie says number 1. Jessica says number 1. I say number 3. Shauna says number 3. Luana says number 1. Terry says 1. Lacey says 1. Adam says 1. Lauren says 1. And without any further ado, what is your lie?
Number 3.
Oh, do you have twin sisters?
I have one younger sister who's 19 years younger than me.
Wow, that's amazing. You're all wondering the same thing I'm wondering. Nate, how old are you? You look so youthful. All right, power clap for Nate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. And who did I call on next? I can't remember quite off the top of my head. I think it was Mr. Matt Gibbons. We'll shoot over to him. Matt, what's up, brother? I'm going to put you full screen. The spotlight is yours.
Thanks, John. Hey, guys. So number 1, I was the lead in the school musical. Number 2, I coached a team to hit sales of 100,000 in 3 weeks. And number 3, I played college football.
Awesome. Put those numbers in. From the beginning, I just put it in number 1, Nate number 1, Kim number 3, Shauna number 3, Jessica Dunn 1, Adam 1, Jackie. Oh, I missed it. Jackie 3, Lauren 3, Crystal 1, Luana 3, Lacey 2. It's fun saying all everyone's names. All right. With any further ado, what is the lie?
You guys are good. I didn't play college football.
Oh, I was way out, dude. I thought you would have. I knew you could have. That's amazing. That's awesome. Power clap for Mr. Matt Gibbons on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay. And then I just admitted Amy back in. Who else did I call on? Kim. Kim is next. Go ahead, Kim. And I'm going to full screen you. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay, so I am a horrible speaker, but I want to be a speaker and speak to a lot of people. I'm a mom and I have 2 babies, including a special needs baby and a puppy, but I am still focusing on my business and have lots of time to do it. And my past has been my biggest motivator because it's like everyone else's.
Huh. These are hard. I'm perplexed. I know most of you are too. You look way too young to be a mom, but I don't know who you really are, so I don't know. I'm going to go with number 2. Young is relative, right? All right, we've got Lauren 2, Luana 2, Jessica 2, or 1, Crystal 1, Jackie 1, June 2, Amy 2, and without any further ado, Kim, you're lying about what?
Definitely number 3. My past is completely different than everyone else's, but I've always been positive.
Wow. I'm perplexed by every single other option. I disagree. I think number 1 is not true. I think you're a good public speaker and a presenter, and we can talk about that later, but that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Power clap for Kim on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we have time for just a few more. Let's see here. Who else is ready? Okay, Luana is ready, and then we'll go Adam, and then we'll finish off with the last few at the bottom here. Go ahead, Luana. Unmute yourself, and then I'm going to make you full screen. The floor is yours. Tell us 2 truths and a lie. Good to go.
Okay, so I am 55 years old. I have improved my health and my cognitive impairment like 80% in the last 15 months. I love working with crystals and essential oils.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go with, okay. Shauna says 1, Jackie says 1, Adam says 1, I say 1, Nate says 1, Kim says 1, Crystal says 1, Jessica says 1, Amy says 1. I think we're all 1s. Tell us what the lie is.
Number 1.
Hey, what's up? That's awesome. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Luana. Power clap for Luana on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just a few more people. Who would like to go next? We haven't heard. Okay, Adam, that's right. Sorry about that, Adam. I'm going to full screen Mr. Adam, and on the count of 3, you're good to go.
Okay, so I've been skydiving, I've never got stitches, and I've never broken a bone.
Interesting. Put your answers in the chat section. Don't seem like the skydiving type to me. All right. Kim says 1. Jessica says 3. Shauna says 3. Matt says 2. Luana says 3. 1. Jackie 3. Crystal 3. June 2. Oh, maybe I skipped over some people. Lauren 2. Nate 2. Lacey 2. What is your lie?
My lie is I have had stitches.
You have had stitches.
One stitch. One whole stitch.
Where?
On my leg. I got a big old sliver that went in and they had to dig it out and put one stitch in. That's it.
That is wild. Power clap for Adam on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Last we have, we haven't done June, Jessica, Crystal, or Terry. Who would like to go next? I will call on, and you don't have to go, by the way. It's totally fine. Crystal's up. I'll have you on a full screen, Crystal, and spotlight video. You are on the floor. Ready, go.
Oh, I left my paper in the other room. I have been a Miss America Beauty Queen. I was a bowling champion, and I've lived in a mud hut.
Ooh. 3. Jackie says 2. Shauna says 2. Jessica says 3. Terry says 1. Matt Gibbons says 1. Kim says 2. They're all coming in so fast. I can't read them all so fast. Lauren says 3. Lacey says 3. June says 1. What is the lie?
2.
2.
I actually had a trophy for improving my bowling average, but was never a champion.
Oh, you could have fooled all of us. I wouldn't want to mess with anyone who's even been in a bowling league. That's pretty cool. Power clap for Crystal on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Are there any other people who would like to go? And again, you don't have to. It's totally just fine. And I can't see all hands, and that's okay. If you don't want to go, that's totally fine. We are good to move on. So, oh, Shauna's daughter wants to go. She's holding her hand up. Just kidding. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for playing. Super fun. I hope that you got a lot out of it. But let me just set the preface here. Now that we've kind of connected in a weird way, okay, weird is relevant. In different ways, a little bit of fun adds to it. Now, we're all at home. If you come to an in-person Champion Circle event, which I hope you would sometime soon, which I'll announce the upcoming dates here upcoming. I know some of you are not within the proximity of driving there, or it's not a convenient way to get there. But what I would share is that if you do come, we like to play games. And if you remember anything from my speech at FEE or anything else, we have a lot of fun. We have Nerf gun wars. We do laser tag. We do a bunch of other amazing, fun games that allow us to connect at very, very incredible levels. But on a virtual screen where we're all 2D, it's so hard. It's so hard to connect. But having a little bit of fun and connecting is really, really important. And if we can do it in any possible way, I hope that just a small game will do it. Before we jump into our mastermind methodology, I want to just share a few thoughts. So the Champion Circle was created. It was created for us to be able to help people achieve their goals faster. I've been an accountability coach for the last 5 years. What that means is that I've helped thousands of professionals achieve their entrepreneurial and sales goals through daily habits and weekly habits. And I've been able to do that through a lot of my studies. If you look at over my my right shoulder. I can't remember what my directions are. Over my right shoulder, we got lots of books, but some of the books I like to study include the habit finder books, the books that focus on building sustainable habits and creating value in your life. I've focused a lot on this year, but I read this every year. This is my business Bible, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Currently, we're in a small study of how to win friends and influence people. And it'd be interesting to see how they intercorrelate, as they both come from very, very similar mindsets of the professional and self-development world. But the reason why I did all this is because I knew that we needed to have fun in the workplace. I've been to so many events, and no shade thrown to BNI, Connect Share, Connect Utah, some of these other groups. that are associations, but they measure their value on referrals. They measure their value on getting people in the room so that they can refer to each other and have that move away as their value. And there's nothing wrong with sharing referrals. In fact, Matt Gibbons is one of my good friends here, and he's got a program and an app that we'll talk about later that is a perfect device and resource for sharing referrals. But where we measure our success is your personal achievements in how you achieve your goals. When people join Champion Circle, we assign them a professional accountability partner who follows up with them, and that gives them the opportunity to work with that person and to overcome their challenges and fulfill their goals. And that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to do, because networking isn't about where you've come from and who you are. It's about where you're going and how we can work together. I have found my life to be 10 times more profitable and prosperous when I tell people where I'm going versus where I came from. And oftentimes I don't like telling my story on stages because it's a way to connect the story to the audience, but I want people more to focus on what we are able to do together. And I have found so much more profit in partnership. And I do a lot of training on building and developing partnerships, the unofficial kind, the contractual kind, the kind that lead to, just a shake of the hand or a fist bump, but all types and forms of partnerships truly can create value for you and your business. Okay, so I'll get off my pedestal. I'd love for you guys to attend an in-person event. I know that for some of us, that's not an option with COVID right now, but we have been hosting them safely. And if you're ever interested to come and attend, we do play a lot of fun games, but we do what we're about to do, which is the Mastermind methodology. And let me just take a few seconds to share with you what we're going to do in the Mastermind methodology, which is a true mastermind. And I want you all to get a taste of what a mastermind is. Now, I know you've been to or have heard of or have heard the word mastermind, but just in brief, a mastermind is where we come together. And I'll read straight from the book of Napoleon Hill himself, where he says that a mastermind is defined as an organized and intelligent directive of knowledge. And we all know that knowledge is, fill in the blank, knowledge is power, right? We know that from Mr. Spider-Man or what is that? With great power comes great responsibility. Totally missed that one up. But knowledge is power, right? But imagine what we can do with that power. Let me ask you this. Is one mind greater than two? One
Yes.
mind can be greater than two, yes. When two minds come together, can they create more than just two minds? Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, what if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 15 of us and put us in a room? How great is our mind? Wait, there's more than 15. We got 4, 8, 12. No, we're at 15. Okay. I miscounted. But imagine what 15 people can do if they put their brains together. And that's the knowledge and power that we can create in the form of a mastermind. Truly what a mastermind was created to do was for us to get together and to share with one another in a spirit of harmony and positivity and help each other attain closer to that goal or wherever we're moving, right? And so I want you all to focus on that. A goal, an aspiration, what you're working towards. I wrote down here on my notes your greatest aspirations, which are amazing. Some of you are trying to earn 10K, 7K, 5K a month. Some of you want to achieve a physical goal. Some of you are working on just launching. Some of you are just figuring out clarity and want to know where you're going in life. All of that is amazing. So I want to give us an opportunity to do that. Now, Lauren is one of my, awesome dream team members, and she's going to help me out here. Lauren, I'm trying to figure out the buttons have changed. Let me hear. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go full screen. And the buttons have changed on me, so I don't know where it is, but I want to create 2 breakout rooms, and I don't know if I can do that anymore. Let's see here. More. And if not, we'll just do it in here. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they moved the button on me. I don't know where it is. That's okay. No
Also,
problem.
John, you still have the host as Crystal. So when you go to the single screen, we just see Crystal's screen.
No way. Crystal, you're a rock star.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to do anything.
That's even better. That's in the best spot. Awesome. Okay, so now it should be on me, Spotlight, or it should just be in gallery view.
Yeah,
Which, if everyone's watching this from their phone, then you should just see whoever's on the page. So I'm not seeing how to do it, and unfortunately, I just don't have the patience to do it. So we are going to avoid doing the breakout room. With about an hour left, I want to challenge us to take 5 minutes each, 5 to 6 minutes each, and share an opportunity with us. But I want us each to write this phrase down, okay? So a lot of us wrote our greatest aspirations. And importantly enough, I want us to share what our aspiration is again, but I want you to ask it in the form of a challenge or a question. This is how I would do it. I'm just going to take Kim's example just because she was first. And I'm going to say, if I were Kim and I was going to be sitting in the opportunity chair, which is what I call this opportunity right here in the mastermind, Kim would say, you know, my greatest aspiration is making more sales in my programs. And my challenge in that right now is, and you're going to put in your challenge. You're going to say your challenge. And it could be marketing. It could be knowing how to sell. It could be confidence. It could be a matter of a string of events or things. But I want you to share it in the form of a challenging question. So you guys are going to say this. You're going to say what your number one aspiration is. And if I were Kim, I would say, hi, my name is Kim, and my greatest aspiration is making more sales at the moment. And my greatest challenge in that is blank. And my challenge in making my sales is, and I'm going to share that with the group. Followed by that, we'll start the clock for 5 minutes, and together we're going to either ask clarifying questions or just share a bunch of ideas and resources. And what Kim would do, Kim is going to sit there. She's going to take notes. By the way, I'll record this, so if you ever want to just replay it back, so you get all the notes and you just want to take it all in, Kim gets to sit there. She gets to take notes. She gets to smile, and she gets to say thank you. At the end of her 5 minutes, I'm going to say, hey, Kim, out of all the information you received today, whether it's specific or unspecific, what would you like to take action on? And she's going to pick one thing, just one thing that she can do in the next 30 days based on the information provided or the resources shared. And she doesn't have to choose to do anything we say. It's up to her. She can do whatever she wants. But based on the inspiration she received from the mastermind, we're going to commit her to 30 days of action. And she's going to choose one thing. And then altogether, we'll clap for her and we'll move on to the next person. Does that sound pretty clear? Does everyone get what the mastermind is? Okay, cool. What I've done is I've condensed the actual mastermind, because when you attend an in-person event, our full masterminds, we give you 12 minutes and we have a full in-depth series of things we do in those 12 minutes, which is awesome. But in this time with this many people, I'm excited to get through everybody. And so what I'm going to do too is, if ever you see this paddle go up, it means that I'm just giving you 1 more minute to wrap up conversations. If you see this, it means I'm going to stop the conversation right there. And then if you see this paddle, it means we're a little off track. I call this the crazy train. It means this is not a time to share stories or experiences. What this is to give Kim or whoever's in the opportunity chair as much information in a rapid amount of time as possible. So hopefully that makes sense. And I hope that no one takes offense to the blue paddle. On the backside of the blue paddle is my sign. It's just a reminder to laugh. So if my jokes are pretty corny, which they are, please just indulge me and just laugh, because it makes me feel better. I'm going to put up the clock here, but I'm going to start with Kim, if that's okay. Kim, if you're ready, just since I kind of prepped you, I think you're good to go. You can say however you want, but I wanted to give you the floor and allow you the opportunity to share with us what your aspiration is and what are the greatest challenges in achieving that aspiration, so that we can help you. The floor is yours, Kim. I'm going to make you full screen for just a second. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm Kim. My biggest aspiration right now is making more sales in my programs that I have created. And my biggest challenge in that is knowing how to advertise and find people on a budget with basically no money to start with.
Amazing. Okay, I took her off spotlight. We're good to go. Just so that everyone is clear, she is looking to make more sales, and she wants to do it on a minimal or zero-based budget, which is even cooler. Does anyone have any clarifying questions they'd like to ask Kim before we jump into providing her counsel and ideas and resources? And go ahead and raise your hand and I'll call on you. Go ahead, Lauren.
What is your business?
So I am a coach, like an accountability or achievement coach. Basically, I support others. I give them their resources and help them be in the right mindset to create what they want to do.
Do you know where to find your ideal clients?
So I've been using social media mostly, and because I've been coaching for a while and I have helped people and found people that way, but I haven't had a lot of luck selling there.
Okay.
Other than just my services, like continuous services.
Okay.
Anyone else have any clarifying questions they'd like to ask? Sorry about the. There. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, Kim. You said you want to make more sales, but you want it to be minimal or no cost, or did I hear that correct?
Well, starting out, yeah.
Awesome. Great.
So are
question.
you looking for leads that you can move from, say, a free offer scaled to a purchase offer? Is that what you're doing? Like a funnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other clarifying questions? We'll go with Shauna and then we'll move over to some counsel.
Do you have a funnel set in place currently, or are you looking for help on creating that funnel to move the customer through?
Yeah, I haven't worked on funnels. I've kind of researched it, but I have a hard time understanding exactly how to narrow down that funnel.
Awesome. Thank you for your question, everybody. Let's move on to counsel. Go ahead, Matt.
I could probably help you with that.
Okay.
At least laying out the ideas and from A to Z, then you can decide what fits for you. But
yeah.
And Matt, if you would do me a favor and just put your either email or phone number or something for Kim to connect with you in the chat section, that'd be awesome. Matt is really good at this. He's really good at funnels. He's a great resource to chat with and even just consult with, to understand what it would look like. I know people get frustrated with the funnel systems. Like we know that funnels might be getting a funnel account and then spending hundreds of dollars in the beginning to create the funnel. There are simpler versions and Matt's really good at designing those. And I think there's some low cost things. Anyone else have any ideas or counsel for Kim? If so, raise your hand and I'll call on you. Otherwise, I can jump in. I just don't want to hog up the time here. Okay. As you're thinking, Kim, this is really awesome. I'll throw in some ideas here. You don't need anything to start, especially since we have a world of social media. What would you say is the number one platform you like to promote your stuff on?
Facebook groups has been the biggest thing that I've been using. I also am really trying to use Instagram, but it's harder because there's not groups and things to get my group of people.
That's correct. Yeah, and I found that Instagram group messages help when you enroll certain people in those messages, but you have to, I don't think you can add people to messages. I don't know. I'm outdated with that, but that's really cool. And since you're an accountability person, we should talk because there's some really cool stuff that I could share with you, apps, resources, some ideas that might help as well. By the way, we're hiring. Yeah. I want you to do what you're doing. You're amazing, and what you're doing is more important than what we're creating because it's all about you right now. So does anyone else have any thoughts or ideas? Again, I'll keep taking it, but I don't want to hog the show here. Ideas, thoughts, questions, counsel, resources, anything that might help. Think of books, think of podcasts, think of resources, videos, things that might help Kim as well.
One of the things that works for a lot of people, Kim, that helps them get their ideal clients coming to them is doing a lot of educational stuff, even short clips, short videos, Facebook Lives, post them on IGTV. But you're more about educating them. So then people will be drawn to you because they're learning what you do and how you help them. And that'll start to fill your funnel. Sorry, Nathan, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. In fact, I can totally piggyback on that because my question I have for you, Kim, is what are you doing to make sure you're an expert? And what are you doing to let people see that you are an expert and trust what you're doing? And that's probably gonna be a question I'll ask every one of you, completely honest. So just be prepared. I'll ask that question to each one of you.
I love it.
What are you doing to be an expert, and what attracts people to you? Because let's be honest, if we go on LinkedIn or Facebook, I can find a lot of people who are coaches, a lot of people who are personal development people who are accountabilities. Why would I go with you? And those who can make themselves look like experts, those who can make themselves look like they actually know what they're talking about, and have a proven success record, those are the people I'll put my business with. And that's the same thing in the financial world. You can look anyone up and they'll have some sort of financial background, and people go with people who are experts in that area. I mean, you got to think, if I were to say, who comes to mind as an expert in networking and connecting people, who's the first person that should come to your mind if he's doing his job correctly?
Awesome.
It's John. It should be, your answer is John, by the way, because John is an expert. And so, and he's portrayed himself as that. He's put the resources together. He posts often. And so if you are not thinking that the very first thing, that John is an expert in networking and connecting people, then John needs to work on becoming an expert. Now I know he is, but you know, maybe some people don't. Yeah. So that's what I would recommend you need to do, is become an expert and show people you are an expert.
I love that.
Yeah,
And,
I struggle with that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. The last thing I'll add is I wanted to give 30 more seconds to anyone else if they had some counsel they'd like to share. Are you a book reader, Kim?
Yes, I am.
Okay. A great book for you to start off with in this process is, oh man, of so many choices. The first one I would say is obviously Think and Grow Rich, but the other one is over my shoulder here. You can see it. It's got the big one down it. The One Thing. The One Thing by Gary Keller is a great place to start, as it talks about focusing on one principle at a time. And what I love about what Nate and what Matt had said is that if you focus on the most important things instead of the things that deviate from what we're actually trying to do in creating you as an expert, you'll want to focus on the most important things. So that's a book I would highly recommend. And I can't wait to talk to you later too, because there's some really cool ideas I've had, as I've been an accountability coach before as well, and how it helps me. The subscription model is a very great way to go as far as like managing time as well as creating relationships with people. And I can show you how to do that. In fact, I think the road you're heading down is probably very similar to the road I'm on. And so there's some really fun things that you and I could talk about in that time frame. But based on all the information and the resources shared by everybody, did you get any inspiration? And if so, what's one thing you can do over the next 30 days to help you inch closer or to progress closer towards your goal of making more sales?
The one thing definitely is showing that I am an expert, because I've helped people one-on-one, but to a broad range of people, it's hard for me to show that I have done this or that I am the expert and have really gotten all this information and know it.
That's awesome. So I commit you to writing that down, making sure that you write down the one thing that you're going to work on, which is creating yourself into an expert, or making sure that you project that, because you are. And we can follow up with you in 30 days about that. And Shauna has something she wants to add. Shauna, there you go. Unmute yourself. There you go.
I just want to ask you to be more specific, because leaving it that general leaves you with, wait, what step am I going to take? What action am I going to take? So I would recommend narrowing it down to going live once a week, going live once a day. Like what step are you going to take to be the expert?
I love it. Shauna's digging deep. I love it. If that is a good invitation, Kim, is there something you can specifically say you can do over the next 30 days?
Would it help if I posted more, like once a day? Like I was doing that, and that was getting a lot of following and a lot of like interaction with people, but I kind of stopped doing that after I like ran out a while ago. Would that help? You think?
Yes, that would help. If you could commit to posting once a day, whether it's a live or just a quote or some kind of post. You just said that it has proven to work for you before, so why not do it again?
Okay.
Can I quickly put something in too?
Sure, Nate, jump in.
Yeah.
So this will also help you with your posting, Kim. I quickly looked you up on Facebook just to be that stalker person. I don't see anything on your Facebook profile for what you're trying to do. I don't see anything in there. In fact, And that's something, if you want people to see you as what you want them to see you, that's going to be very important, especially if you're posting, right? If you're going to start posting on a regular basis, I want to see that you are an expert in your specific field, not whatever you have on your Facebook profile, right? And that will help build your credibility and expert. So that might be something you can also do along with posting, is you should probably update your profile to make it show what you're actually trying to do.
On point, Nathan. If you guys, so I created a training about turning your Facebook profile into a lead generation source. So you guys can go look at my profile and just look at it. It's pretty basic, but you got to think of Facebook. If you're using Facebook to market your business, unless you have a Facebook business page and you're paying for it, nobody's seeing your stuff. So if you make your profile and friend people that are potential clients, now you can have up to 5,000 clients, potential customers, instead of friends. So when you're friending people, just think about that. And because just like this, he went and stalked you. If you had a pretty clear call to action that was going to lead him to something that's going to give him your free offer that piqued his interest, now you got somebody dropped into the funnel. There's very few people that are doing this on Facebook, and it is extremely powerful if you've got the back end set up.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone, for their input. Kim, is that helpful? Is that clear?
Yeah, that is really helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah, since
Great photo of you and your husband, by the way.
What was that?
Great photo of you and your husband, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
What I was going to ask Kim is, well, first of all, those of you who shared resources and want to connect with Kim, put your information in the chat section so she can write those down. That way we can connect you. I do think you should reach out to Matt and learn a little bit more about funnels. You and I can chat too later. I have some great ideas for you. And I think you're going to be awesome at this. I think this is one little tweak. Like Matt said, simplifying everything will make a huge difference. And I want everyone to give a huge power clap for Kim. I threw her under the bus. She went first. That was her first time joining this group. And I really just kind of wanted to make her as a great example of the counsel that we can give and the resources that she can receive. So on the count of three, everybody give a huge, huge power clap for Kim on three. 1, 2, 3. I went with the gator slap because that was awesome. But Kim, make sure you write that down and make sure that that's something that we can follow up with you and that we can have. Sorry, I just read a quick text message from my dream team. Make sure that's something that we can follow up with you in 30 days so that you can achieve your goal and we can follow up on your progress. So that's pretty exciting. And now that you're no longer in the hot seat, you can turn around and put some pressure on other people. I'd like to just keep going in order if that's fine. Shauna, if you're ready, I'd love to hear from you, and let's put 5 minutes on the clock. But tell us again in the format of what your aspiration is and what the challenge in that aspiration is right now.
Okay, so my greatest aspiration is bringing in more than 10K a month, and my challenge is not knowing how to make more sales and what I need to do to bring more sales in. I have been growing my visibility, and I think I am needing help with the copywriting. I'm not sure if that's where I'm going wrong. So that's my challenge, is figuring out where I'm going wrong.
Okay, so it sounds like you're a little unclear as to what really the problem is. Can you give us a little bit more background? Like, why would copywriting be the biggest issue?
I'm unsure of what is going wrong. I've been posting things for sale. I did 2 different Black Friday groups and I didn't bring in any sales from either of those, and I had some great offers going out. So I'm not sure how I'm thinking I'm not relating to people well or something, because I'm not sure what's going wrong. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right, I have some ideas, thoughts. If anyone has clarifying questions, please raise your physical hand. I don't always see the virtual hand on Zoom, so I apologize. I skipped over Nate last time, but if you have a physical question, raise your physical hand. Go ahead, Matt, and then I'll jump in after you.
So I know we met before, Shauna, but remind me exactly what you're doing.
It's changed since we met because of our meeting. It's actually, it has grown. I've narrowed it down to I am a creator. I create naturally beautiful photos, jewelry, dream catchers, and life transformations. And with the life transformations, I have a program that I started that I will help you define your dream life, set the goals to achieve the dream life, and I will help you set the steps or the action steps that you need to reach those goals. And with that, I'm teaching you personal development skills like forgiveness and accountability and breakthroughs, belief breakthroughs, that's what they're called, as well as other like full moon ceremonies and new moon ceremonies.
Cool. Okay, that's a good background for me. Go ahead, Matt, and then I'll jump in.
Just for what it's worth, the confused mind always says no or stop. So I think your first thing is you got to clarify, because I heard like 5 things, like you're selling different products and you're coaching and you're providing services to coach. So if you can break it down, what's your best introductory thing, kind of like talking to Kim, what's your best entry sell that's going to convert and turn those clients into, if that's your coaching's your end result, whatever, however you map it out, but clarity is everything.
Yeah, the thing I would add to that, Shauna, is I tell everyone this every year, but during the months of November and December, there is more money processed, transacted, and spent than in any other compilation of the months throughout the entire year. This is the biggest time of year for people to spend. And the reason why is it's all about gift giving and buying and wants and needs and so forth. And so this is a very prosperous time, and you can share in that profit. Now, in that same aspect, exactly what Matt said, a confused mind or a confused buyer is a no buyer. And what I would say is, though I know and you're an amazing person with amazing skills and incredible talents, and what you do matters and it's amazing. But the thing that I would encourage you to focus on is maybe one campaign at a time. If it's the photography, if it's the jewelry, if it's the spiritual sessions, the crystal sessions, I don't know what they are, whatever it is, focus on one at a time, because it's hard to catch one rabbit when you're chasing 60. But if you hone in on one rabbit, it's likely you'll track it down, right? And so that's my biggest advice, to just piggyback off of what Matt said. Focus on one. I offer way too much. I have way too many things going on. I run several other celebrity masterminds too, but I always promote one thing, and it's creating relationships through networking. And so far it's paying off. And I would just say for you as well, people can run to your website because they found out that you make jewelry, and then they also learn that you do events, or you do really cool photography, or you can, do really cool things. People will find that out as part of them investigating in you. The last thing I want to share, and I want everyone to raise your hands if you have any counsel or ideas, but the thing I would share with you is, you said this to Kim, and I want to throw this back on you. You said to Kim that I highly recommend you do this. And when you're an expert and you use that phraseology, I highly recommend, it's so powerful. Everyone take note of this. When a doctor says to you, hey, I highly recommend you take this prescription, do you guys say no to your doctor? Some of us do, because some of us are crazy, but that's me. But most of us say, yes, I will take that, doc. And we do it. And as experts, we are the same qualified physicians in our expertise as doctors. Therefore, use the recommendation. As you meet people one-on-one, make sure you recommend what people want. Now is a great time of year for you to make recommendations to people who are going through the pains that your services provide. So I'm going to give myself the 1 minute. I wanted to make sure we gave other people a chance. I just kind of rambled there for a minute, but I want you to focus in on one thing. And if that would be helpful, pick one thing that you can truly push during the holidays, and I bet you'll find profits there. Anyone else? Last minute counsel here. Please raise the physical. Go ahead, Luana. Appreciate that. And unmute yourself. Oh, no. Okay, no. Just a twitch, maybe. Anyone else have some ideas, some thoughts, or some counsel? Adam is already unmuted. I don't know if Adam has anything he wanted to add to that, but he's always ready to go.
Sorry, I was just muted on my little panel instead. But
oh, gotcha.
No, I agree. You need to get clear on exactly what you want to offer, and then from there, just start finding the people who are, where do they congregate that are interested in that product that you want to offer, and then from there, scale it. There's so many resources out there, but one of the ones I love most is Russell Brunson, how he talks about the value ladder, and just move people up that value ladder as they get introduced to you and then get to know you, and then move them up that ladder. So that's what I would suggest. Get clear on the key thing you want to offer, and then move them up from there.
I know Crystal had something she wanted to add. Thanks, Adam.
I do, because I do know Sean a little bit, and I feel like we've been in the same situation, right? And so like when it comes to the bracelets and the blankets and stuff like that, I feel like with my clothing, I kind of started that. It was like a hobby, but a business. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, if you can't make high sales off of that, I wouldn't focus on that. I would let that be the stuff that people find out about you, and have the coaching be your main thing. Because physically, like if you were to get, excuse my language, a shit ton of orders for, say, blankets, would you physically be able to produce that amount, or would you have to cap that? Because aren't you hand making those?
I don't do blankets, but I do hand make the bracelets, the dream catchers.
Okay, the dream catchers. Okay, that's what it was. So yeah, so if you can't produce those in quantity enough to make sales, I would have that be the stuff people find out, because I realize that I can't produce that much like that without a warehouse or something of that value in order to produce that amount of revenue.
I love that counsel. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks for jumping in. There's so much power in putting on the horse blinders, Shauna. If you can focus on one thing that you can personally give the energy and time and resources to, that will help. With your goal of bringing 10K a month in and then building off of that, this is the limited sightedness of this is if you just see as 10K from all your services, that's where I would say is the issue. That's what's going wrong. But if you can focus on earning 10K per product or service line that you offer, that's where the longevity comes in. So pick one at a time and move forward from there, and you'll find so much more prosperity and profits in what you're trying to build. Also, there's a bunch of other people who share your talents. Linking up and partnering with those people in either an event or some sort of offering. And then also, to Crystal's point, is if you offer a limited time only stuff, like if you have a stock of 30 pieces of jewelry, you can auction them off, or you can only have 30 left. There's so much more power in marketing to things that are limited. When you create limited space or limited availability or options, then that makes that makes the hearts go, I want to buy, and the people buy it really, really quickly here in the holiday season. So that's a lot of information, Shauna. Out of all the information you received, what's one thing you can do over the next 30 days to move closer towards your goal?
I am going to focus on one thing. I haven't decided if that's the photography or the coaching yet, but I'm going to focus on the one thing and make that the primary thing that I am advertising for, and then I can throw in my other things as extras every once in a while, not vomiting on everyone, all of the things.
Awesome. Just gonna throw it out there. Every family in the history of holidays wants to take holiday photos. Just saying, now is the time. And they're going to procrastinate it up until December 23rd. But I think that you are in a good market for that. As far as your coaching, that's a thing you can do and promote while you're in your photography sessions, or vice versa. You can meet with people you've met with, and then also to remind them that you're a photographer as well, and that you can help them capture their journey, right? So there's some ideas for you. Cool. That's awesome. Everyone give a power clap to Shauna on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay. And I want to remind everyone, you know more than you know. I want you to remember that. You know more than you know. You truly can contribute. There's stuff in you, there's ideas, there's things running through your brains. I can see them. And the power of a mastermind doesn't come from one person. And I always know that I'm catching myself when I'm like, okay, I'm the one talking here. But I do know a lot about entrepreneurship, but there's so much power in a collective knowledge of people. And remember that in the spirit of harmony, of helping each other achieve goals and dreams, we can truly create a beautiful thing. And so I want you guys to really exercise the powers of a mastermind by throwing your hands up and saying, hey, this may be helpful, this may not be, but I just wanted to share it and be as brief as possible to give them the resources. So I hope that's clear. So I appreciate you guys helping Shauna. Let's move to the next person. I know we're going to have to run through these as quickly as we possibly can. Next person is Jackie. Luana has a question. Luana, what would you like to say or ask, or would you like to go next?
I would like to go just because I've never done this before.
Awesome. Luana, you are next. I'll have you up and then we'll go with Jackie after that. But Luana, let's start by you sharing again your aspiration and what the greatest challenge you're having with that aspiration is.
Okay. So my aspiration is, I pretty much decided that I'm going to do the Prosperity Academy, which is a 60-day program to learn how to build a business from the bottom up. I know the gal that runs it pretty well. I've known her for about 2 years. She understands my personality and all that, so I think I can learn really well from her. The reason, I guess I don't really have any problems with doing that. Maybe I should explain why I decided to go with this. I've been a paparazzi consultant for 2.5 years, running my business from home. I just feel capped in that business. It's just, you know, it's the same. 1 million people do it. They have literally 10,000 consultants in the U.S. Selling paparazzi jewelry. You stumble over all the other consultants all the time online and do this competitive thing, which I realize you're going to have competition in any business. I love crystals and I love personal development and I love essential oils. So I'm wanting to go that direction. But rather than just jump into another business, if I build from this Prosperity Academy and build into oils and crystals and team up with Crystal with her human design, she can run one part of it and I can run the other. So that's kind of where I'm going. So
awesome.
My question would be, how do you guys feel about transitioning? Like, I'm not just going to quit paparazzi today, but is it feasible to transition from paparazzi into building a different business and going from there?
All right, I'm going to jump in and first say, did anyone else think that she was literally a paparazzi consultant, like with celebrities? And okay, I did too. So I'm glad you clarified. So paparazzi is a retail company or a distributor of jewelry. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Whew. I was like, man, that's a really cool, both are really cool. I was confused at first, but now I know, because there's
okay.
There's paparazzi, there's all kinds of different jewelry. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
I thought she was consulting photographers chasing people around LA.
That's what I was thinking. But I have some really cool ideas for you, and I'm really excited to share some things. But does anyone have any clarifying questions or anything they'd like to ask Luana in this process? And go ahead, Matt, I do too.
I guess I would just maybe recommend or suggest that your first question was, can you transition? People do it every day. No, it doesn't matter if they're 20 or 80, they do it. So of course you can do anything you want. Whatever you give your focus to is going to happen. But I think what you probably need to answer the question for yourself is, what do you like to do? What brings you the most joy? And what do you want to do? Because then everything else, it will be a whole lot easier for you to build that business from the inside out, from the ground up, than doing what everyone else is telling you to do and picking a random product that you might like to try to promote.
Yeah, I like the oils and the crystals. And I know they can go together in the healing process.
I want to focus in on what you said, Luana, when you said you felt that one business was capped. And let me just ask you, why do you feel it's capped? Because I have some ideas and some suggestions, as well as an entrepreneurial venture.
I feel like my creativity with it is capped.
Okay.
They demand that you purchase so much jewelry to get up in the I'm going to use the word pyramid levels. Okay. So the more you purchase, the more you get for free, and so on and so on. To be really successful for me would be to sell about 200 pieces a week. And I can tell you that in the 2.5 years I've been doing this, my highest sales have been about 210 per month, not per week.
Cool.
So I love the women. I love the connecting and all that, and they love me. But I have like 20 women that I'm expecting to sustain me all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it starts messing with my head. Then I start getting in my head about these women are spending money they don't really need to spend, and how are they developing, and how are they, you know. So I want to be into authentic personal development. I love that. And I love the jewelry. I just don't know if it's my cup of tea anymore.
Cool. All right. That helps answer it. Yeah, that helps answer it. If your heart's not in it anymore, and if you want to move in a different direction, pivoting is always the greatest thing. What I was going to suggest is the power of bundling. Okay, the bundle mentality or the bundle mindset is, if it's still something that you feel like is valuable and you can find more room to help people. I have found that finding ways to charge higher prices has always raised the glass ceiling in my life. And if I can find the power of bundling by taking things like a coaching practice and adding a few crystals or jewelry or some packaging that I can add as swag, that creates a powerful bundle in the partnership revolution. And so I always advise people to say, like, if it's something you don't want to just totally destroy, bundle it as part of your packages, because you'll probably make more money in the long run than just selling the one thing.
There's so much compliance. There's so much compliance issues with paparazzi.
Yeah,
I mean,
she can only sell it for $5, and she can't offer free stuff, and she can't sell it next to any other business. It's like they put a lot of rules in place with that company.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good clarification. Thank you. So yeah, if it's taking a lot of your energy, pivot and shift over to something new. I would highly recommend that, especially if you feel called to it, especially if you feel like it's more of your mission and drive, because you don't want to do things that aren't going to fulfill you. And you said it yourself, you said you feel like you're taking money from people who can't afford or don't necessarily need all that they demand. So whatever you feel called to do, that's what you should definitely do. But as far as this bundling process, if you've got other talents, other things you're working on, things you're creating with this what do we call it? The Prosperity Academy. There's just so much potential there. Prosperity is such a beautiful word, and there's so much you can do there. And you know what? Past clients might have a great open door invitation to that, because they know you, they feel you, they trust you. And you mentioned oils, and I don't know essentially where that comes from, but this is the power of bundling. If you can somehow fulfill two birds with one stone, you'll get much more out of it by recommending. Use the power of recommendation. If you're the doctor, recommend the prescription, right? And then if you do that, build the room. So I don't know if that.
It's very helpful. And I have improved my own health so incredibly much. So I have so much invested into this area.
Great. I think that's I think it's really important. Now I know that our time has kind of expired a little bit, but I wanted to give anyone else an opportunity to share any thoughts or counsel or ideas for you. Otherwise, sometimes it helps just to talk it out too, Luana. Do you feel inspired to do anything else at this moment that you could probably do in the next 30 days to help you out?
I like what I have, the information I've gathered today. This has kind of been a confirmation for me that I am going in the right direction. I think the Prosperity Academy is definitely something, you know, I'm starting it today. And so I just want to really pour into that and be open to intuition and things that come into my head. Does that sound?
Again, it's your choice, but I think that sounds amazing. And the only thing I would advise is if that's the direction you're going to go, don't walk, sprint. Okay. If you're going to go in that direction, sprint. Take every opportunity to run like a wild banshee in that direction, because if you head with as much energy as you do in the passions that you have for life and for this new direction, it will carry with you. But if we are dragging behind us this paparazzi thing and all of the negative energy that comes from that, it's like the luggage theory, right? We have to carry with us the new aspiration and the energy that comes from that. That'd be my advice and counsel. But if that's if that resonates with you, then that sounds like a really great goal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you too, Matt.
You're welcome.
All right. We are going to move on to the next person. I believe I said Jackie was going to go next. Is Jackie still with us?
Yes, I am.
She is. There she is. I was looking at the bottom. She's in our top right corner. Jackie, tell us what your aspiration is again and what your biggest challenge in achieving that is.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for everybody's thoughts on everybody else's issues. I took a lot of notes. I'm going to implement some of the things that you guys have mentioned, so thank you. And it helped me to clarify really specifically what I'd love to get some support around right now. So I'm actually launching in January a mastermind for heart-centered business women. And yeah, for my first time. So I have a small pool of people that I'm connecting with at the moment to invite them into joining that program so they can really change their lives and their businesses and feel the success and prosperity in their lives that they're desiring, right? But my biggest challenge right now is, I think, connecting to a larger pool of really amazing heart-centered women who are looking for a high level of support through a mastermind.
I love that. That's a very specific challenge. I appreciate you taking the time to write that down and to share that. I have a bunch of thoughts and ideas, but I sure want to open it up. Please raise your physical hand if you have any clarifying questions, any ideas or thoughts that you have to share with Jackie. Go ahead, Lauren, and please just keep your eyes on the road, Lauren.
Will do. Is this going to be in person or is it virtual?
It's virtual.
Virtual.
And where are you advertising?
Well, I think that's what I need to brainstorm right now. I haven't been doing a lot of external advertising. I have a free Facebook group, but it's not been specifically tailored to entrepreneurs. So that's where I'm stuck. I'm in other entrepreneur groups, but they have limitations, right, on like showing up on certain days with marketing. So I can market in plenty of groups and be consistent with that. But yeah, I would say I have at least 4 or 5 other external places that I could show up.
Awesome. Great question. Any other clarifying questions?
One more question. Oh.
Go ahead, Lauren.
I'm just going to say, what niche of women are you trying to target? Like, what is your...
Great question. So probably in their 30s or 40s, somewhere around there. Those are the people that I tend to work with. I've worked with some that are younger, some that are older, but it's usually right in that middle stage of life.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks for the questions, Lauren. Anyone else have any clarifying questions? Otherwise, let's jump in with some counsel and some ideas. Please raise those physical hands and we'll get you in. And remember, you know more than you know. So if you have ideas, don't withhold. Share. Go ahead, Lacey.
So a quick question and then some counsel. Do you know who Elisa Camacho is? Okay, you need to connect with her because she is who we all got here from, most of us. Like Crystal, Luana, I'm trying to think of Shauna, y'all that are on here with me. You can raise your hands and Jackie can see who you are. There you go. So we all know Elisa. She runs a high-level mastermind for female entrepreneurs. So she'd be a great connection for that. And she's incredibly nice. Like, she's not one of those people that wouldn't share with you and give you ideas, because she will. She is totally all about, what does she always tell us, you guys? Like, there's not competition. It's just,
Co-opetition.
yeah, cooperation. You like helping each other. She's all about helping people. But she would probably be one of the best people at picking her brain, just like asking her questions and like, how did you do this? And how did you get started with that? And just really trying to get ideas of what you want to do. She does all in person mostly. Like, there are ladies who live outside of the state of Utah who connect virtually. So she's kind of had to expand into like from in-person to virtual. And so you can ask her stuff like that, be like, what are the ins and outs of both? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you like? Which one do you don't like? And just kind of get a feel for how you want to do it and how you want to set it up, because yeah, she would be an amazing connection for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Lacey, invite her to the FEE group. That's a public group.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could totally join that. That would be a great idea.
Awesome. Lacey, would you do that? Would you send an invitation via, I think it's Facebook, to that group?
I will write myself a note.
There you go, Jackie. There's some great resources.
Jackie, how many people do you want in your mastermind?
It's my first time doing it. To be honest, like 6 would be phenomenal. Like, so phenomenal. 6.
Well, that should be easy.
Well, in your world, but that's where my
I know I say that a lot, but it helps me with my mindset to try to think things are easy. Makes my life easier.
No, I do too. I the same thing. I just haven't gotten there yet. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
there's a forward group, a really powerful group of women I met. And it's the LGBTQ, however you say that, Chamber of Commerce. I don't know why I'm just having the urge to tell you that, for whatever it's worth.
Love it.
Tracy Dean's the president.
Say her name again.
Tracy Dean.
Okay, thanks.
Might be a powerful place to connect with some awesome people.
Cool. Thank you.
That's a great resource. Thanks. Lauren, go ahead.
There's also a connection through a mutual friend that John and I have. Her name is Connie Zeller. And she is big into the women's female entrepreneur area. And I went to one of her events, and it was with a group called the Mama Ladder. And that would be a great resource.
Connie Zeller. Go ahead. Sorry, Lauren. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying, like, getting in touch with Connie, and you can ask her specifically about the Mama Ladder. It was probably 60 of us women in the room, and everybody entrepreneurs.
Cool.
So.
And Connie Zeller, I can either myself or Lauren can connect you with her. She's also one of the lead salespersons for the Women in Sales International event. So she's very connected to a lot of great women.
She's amazing.
And if you just need 6, man, we could fill that up this week. I don't know what your price points are, but by the way, Jackie, I'd be more than happy to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Just show you how I would build a mastermind effectively, so that you get what you're trying to get out of it, and to help these women that you want to lead. So that's pretty cool.
That'd be great.
And then obviously it's more than just planning for the event. It's planning for what happens as a result and beyond. So there's some cool things that you and I can talk about. But out of all these great resources and all the great things, by the way, everybody, that was awesome. Thank you for jumping in and sharing. Would love to hear more from a few other people, but that was a really great session. Jackie, out of all the ideas you received, what's one thing you can focus on or do over the next 30 days?
Great question. One thing, I think the thing that the pattern that's showing up for me is really working on connecting with other women who are already in that space of leading female entrepreneurs, and just seeing where that leads me, because that will probably open up a whole other crap ton of doors to follow through on. So that's exciting.
Good. One thing I will say, as I'm a firm believer in leverage. The law of leverage is the pulley system at work in very obscure places. But when you use the law of leverage and leveraging other people's communities, other people's groups, I always warn, and it's a positive warning, I always warn that as you enter with a mindset to serve before a mindset to receive. And the reason is you want to gain the trust of other people's groups. I have had so many people come into, groups and circles and whatever, and they immediately start posting, this is what my ask is. And while that's warranted, remember that you go in with a heart. And I know this is for everybody. This isn't just for you, Jackie. This is for everybody. But if you access somebody else's audience or somebody else's groups, remember to go in with a heart full of service versus receiving. And then there you will find a lot of traction. A lot of people will resonate with you faster when you build relationships versus just ask. So, but then again, don't hesitate and don't miss the opportunity to ask, because it's always there. So that would be my counsel for you. Great. I'm going to write down jumping into new groups and filling your mastermind.
Thank you, everyone.
Power clap for Jackie on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, we got time for just a few more. I just wanted to say thank you, Shauna Farragon Jr. I don't know what her name is, but she's so cute. Anyways, I want to give an opportunity to, let's see, we did Luana. Crystal, if you're available, I know you're out about driving, but I'd like to give you an opportunity to be in the what we call the opportunity chair. Are you free and able to? If so, unmute and jump on in. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Okay, she's in. Woohoo!
Hi, it might be kind of loud. My truck's kind of loud.
Bring it on. Does it have a Hemi?
Gosh, I was trying to think. I didn't even know if you'd have time to get to me. So, let's see here. So I currently do keto coaching. I also have, I guess I'm going to call it a tool, Amari supplements that I do behind that, but I don't really want that to be my main thing. My main thing is changing your lifestyle and nutrition. And then I'm adding the human design to it because I feel like that's my purpose all of a sudden. So, as Luana mentioned, we're kind of building this business with another girl, Paula Michelle, and we're creating this thing. And so I guess my biggest thing right now is I feel like sometimes I run out of ideas and ways to like provide value. Like I am repeating myself, but at the same time, all my coaches repeat themselves. And like just engagement overall, like my audience and my groups and things, and keeping them like focused. Does that make sense? And then also being able to transition that, because we're gonna launch this new thing and it's gonna be amazing. But it's still gonna be involved with my nutrition. So I don't think it's gonna be a hard transition. And then with that, I'm also trying to rename my business because Crystal's craziness does not resonate with anybody. And I launched that name under a clothing line, not a coaching business. And nothing that I've really come across so far has resonated with me enough to change it. And so I'm kind of stuck there. And I feel like I can't move forward until I fix that.
Gotcha. So if you were to sum up really all in one major challenge, what would you say it is? Is it creating? Is it design? Is it sales? Is it marketing? What's the number one challenge? It's
like
all
my marketing, my communication. Like I can say things in different ways and recreate the ways I say them, and I just feel like my audience isn't receiving it. You know, so I did make a Black Friday sale. I sold 2 of my packages to a lady, so I have a new client, but it's not, you know, coming in consistently that I can count on.
Love it. Okay, let's jump in for some clarifying questions. By the way, this has been an interesting, cool theme, probably because we just got off the holiday, but I have noticed that many of us have put out their Black Friday offers and some of us didn't get what we hoped out of it. But I have some ideas and some thoughts behind that. But I want everyone to know that, first of all, commendable that you put it out there. Second, it's converting, right? So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I'm really glad that you shared that. Does anyone have any clarifying questions for Crystal? I guess I'll jump in, and first my question would be is what would you be willing to try in replace of what you've done in the past to find different results?
I'm pretty much willing to try anything. I'm just not the type of person to send like 50 messages a day. You know what I mean? To try to, you know, I want to attract people into my space that want to be there.
Got it. And my next question is, are you feeling safe enough to go to in-person events at the moment? Are you still
I'm totally fine with in person.
Okay. All right, cool. Any other clarifying questions? Otherwise, let's move into some counsel. Please raise your hands. I'd love to hear any counsel from either Nate, Lauren, Lauren's going to her doctor's appointment, Adam, Jessica, June, Lacey, Amy, Kim, any of you guys, if you have any counsel or some ideas, I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead, Lacey.
So Crystal, I know that you kind of posted in the feed the other day some ideas for your business and you got a couple of things, but you know what stuck out the most to me was I know Crystal because she's a keto coach. And I know that you don't necessarily like love that, but sometimes your title has to be incredibly specific to what you are. So Crystal's keto coaching, I loved that one that somebody told you because I was like, that's her, like that's you. That's what I get when I hear you talk. And I think human design goes especially well with your coaching. I think that's kind of like John was saying, bundle it into the package of coaching with you, that you'll run them through their human design test and like work with them on their profile and all of that stuff. But I think you need to title or like niche yourself in what you're going to focus on the most, which is your health, like was what you were saying, health coaching. So I loved Crystal's keto coaching, and you could do it all in C's or K's, however you wanted to do it to make it like, I don't know, flow better or whatever, but I thought that was a great idea.
Okay.
Don't do the case. I'll just say that right now. Don't do the case. That's 3 Ks.
KKK, not a good idea.
That's funny. I didn't think about that.
Funny, Nathan.
Well, it's important too. I mean, branding is a huge deal. So great point.
I kind of
speaking of branding, wrong type of branding.
There you go.
So this is probably for everybody, and me myself. We got to get comfortable or confident with our own personal brand. And people don't buy from your company. If you're selling somebody else's stuff, they buy from you. So your personal brand is the most important thing. And so that Crystal Keto coaching, I think it's awesome too. It's just about you buying into it and being clear. It's all for all of us, just being clear where we're going. I'm telling myself the same thing. It's everything, because when you're there and you're about what your personal brand is not so much what people talk about you when you're not there. It's about who you are, what you do, what you represent, what you stand for, what's important to you. That's how people remember you, and that's why they buy from us. No other reason. And all of our number one job, you want your business to grow. It's pretty simple. You just got to get more people to know who you are, what you do, and how you help solve their problems. It's the principle's called AIDA, AIDA, get people's attention, pique their interest, increase their desire to buy your stuff, and then they take action when they're ready to come see you. And the way you do that is through education, not pitching. Sorry about the rant,
I think
John.
Matt and I are on the same totally wavelength here.
Yeah.
We're just like, you're stealing the words out of my mouth.
I love that, man. That's
time
a
I've ever posted.
compliment. What a compliment. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah. It's the same thing, Crystal. It's just become an expert. People need to see you as an expert.
I think
it sounds like you are.
I think I just haven't accepted the coaching and the keto part into my business name. Just, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just trying to make it hard. And I actually have an appointment with Elisa tonight. So I really appreciate the insight on both of that, because if that's what everybody actually sees me as, then it would make sense to just go with that. I mean, that's what it's going to click for people.
Couple quick ideas for you, Crystal, as well, just to throw my hat in the ring here, is if you ever feel like you're not a coach, then don't call yourself a coach. But if you feel like you're an expert, call yourself a pro. Call yourself an expert. Call yourself a champion. Call yourself something that's going to help people say, "Oh, Crystal, she's the king of keto."
My title is keto weight loss expert.
I love it, and I love Lacey's idea too. Is create it in a way that people say, "Wow, that's awesome." Weight loss, that's exactly what I need, because weight loss is going to attract a very specific client, the people who want to lose weight, right? And so I think that's really important. So just as you play around with that, make sure you brand that. Also, you guys, this is for really much everybody, but I'm thinking of it specifically for you, Crystal. You've worked with people in the past. Get testimonials, get video testimonials. On the last virtual mastermind we held, one of our ladies, her name's Emily, she took screenshots of the testimonials she received from people. She just texted someone and said, "Hey, you've worked with me. Could you say something nice, or can you just tell me what happened or what worked and what was awesome?" And then she screenshotted them and then pinned them at the top of her Facebook page so that people could see the results that people were raving about, with emojis and with awesome GIFs moving. And it was just super cool how she did it. And when people read those, it resonates more than what you're trying to say about what you do. So sometimes getting other people to advocate for you is also a powerful tool in the process of marketing.
Okay, I do have some reviews. I don't promote them very much. I don't know why.
They should be your promotion.
Show them. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. There's an entire campaign system built on just what people say about you, and I think it's a very, very important and powerful piece of the process.
Especially if you can get video.
Especially if you get video.
There's a cool software called Video Peel. It's really simple and straightforward for people to collect video testimonials, and it makes it easy for the person giving you the testimonial. It's awesome. And,
okay.
Hey, Crystal, I just have a feeling here that you're the expert, but for some reason there's a little bit of insecurity about whatever this next part is. And I think really your number one thing is you just got to get certain about that part, and then everything else is easy for you.
So Crystal, out of all the incredible advice and counsel given, what's at least one thing you can feel inspired to do over the next 30 days?
I have a ton. I am going to go in the house and finish the lead magnet template that I've been working on. And then I think I'm going to post a poll in the group and see what everybody thinks and go from there.
That sounds great. Very specific. Power clap for Crystal on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody. We are at that time. This was a 2-hour event, so I've got less than 10 minutes. What I want to do is I want to give the opportunity to a few people who didn't get to go, but I would like to quickly just share just a quick conversation with them before I give you a few announcements, and then we'll move on. The one thing too is to remember that after this call, I would be remiss if I didn't get to follow up with each of you one-on-one, and I would love to schedule a time with each of you to chat on the phone or via FaceTime, or even just go out and get some lunch or something, because I'd love to learn more in depth, because where we're in a group scenario, sometimes we can be a little reserved, but I'd love to find out one-on-one what you need and what it would take to get you there. So that's one of my quick announcements. The last person I wanted to call on and thank you for having your camera on. Amy, if you have a moment, I'd love to hear from you and see how we can help you. And then I'd love to address just quickly a few other people. But Amy, go ahead. If you're available and free, I'd love to hear from you. Oh, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. So mine was, I'm focusing on myself so that I can start a business. So I guess my biggest thing is, how do I go about starting a business while I focus on myself? I had a conversation with Shauna last night and told her I did a thing yesterday. And a friend of mine is actually a Tupperware consultant. And so I signed up for their Christmas special for the initial package to become a consultant myself. And so I guess my thing is I really need to get myself, focus on myself, get me where I need to be so that I can start the business. So what advice do you have for me to do that?
Cool. Before we start there, what business are you hoping or wanting or even thinking about starting?
Well, for now, I'm going to do the Tupperware thing. I know a lot of people do that, but it's something that it's a starting point for me.
Awesome.
So.
I have my hamster just got re-energized with another shot of energy drink. So I'm excited to share some ideas, but I want to give other people the opportunity. Lacey's hand went up, and then if anyone else wants to jump in, go ahead, Lacey.
So I just had one question, Amy, like, are you like struggling with your health? Is that why you feel like that's your main focus right now?
Oh gosh, not so much that I'm struggling with myself. I've had a lot of personal things happen in the last couple of months, just with one of my children. I don't think you guys want all the gory details because it's a lot. Needless to say, she's still in my life, but not in my life. So it's just been really hard. And so I just need to kind of refocus on me and be okay so that I can be okay for myself and the rest of my family.
Okay, that makes sense. Exactly. So, because my thoughts were, if it's like, you know, I'm recovering from cancer or something major like health-wise, then I was going to be like, totally, yes, focus on you. But if I could just really briefly tell you one like major thing that helped me was, I got so focused on that I have to become a certain person before I can do this business or whatever, that I kind of lost sight of the business for a while because I was so focused on myself. And the biggest thing that somebody told me one time was, Lacey, by doing your business, you're going to become that person. And that has changed everything for me. Because I'm like, oh, I can do both at the same time. Like, it was mind blowing. Like, I thought I had to be super focused on one thing. And I know they say what you focus on grows, but what you're focusing on is growing your life, your business, yes, your health, your like it's all there. You're focusing on improving all of it at the same time. I'm not saying like divide your focus and, well, I'm focused on my health today. Oh no, I'm focused on my business today. By doing one, you actually are focused on the other. So I don't want you to get stuck in the same mindset that I did, that I had to be this certain person before I could start my business, because all it does is enables you or gives you that reason to not do the business, because you're going to keep saying, well, I'm not there yet. Oh, still not there yet. Oh, not there yet. And I've heard so many people say that, and I don't want that for you. So know that you can do both at the same time, and knowing that by growing the idea to do a business, it actually grows you to become that person to do those things. So it goes hand in hand is all I really want to say, I guess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Welcome.
Can I add to that, Lacey?
That was amazing. That's why you're going to be speaking overseas on a cruise ship. That's really cool. That was awesome. That was really sound advice. The only thing I would piggyback off of that is, Amy, you have a support group now. Whether you had it before you jumped on this call today or not, you have me as an accountability partner. You have friends in this room who are willing to support you. I tell you what, nothing has changed me for life more than just starting a business. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12 years old. And every time I start a new business or a new venture, it teaches me more about life and what I need to be about myself and to be my true self than any other aspect of this world. And I know there are other outlets for other people like art and music and so forth. For me, it was business and creation. And so I think that there's a really good opportunity. The other thing I wanted to share before, if anyone else wants to jump in, just give me a timeout or a jump. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. I'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Nate.
Oh, for sure. So Amy, I have to echo exactly what Lacey said. It's a true principle. You can never out earn your personal growth. You will never do it. Your money is a very key indicator of your personal growth. So if you are broke, it's because you're probably broke personally, as a personal person. And to kind of second that, why do you think my biggest aspiration and goal is to swim 2 miles in 30 minutes? It's not because I don't need to do that. It's because me as business owner, me as someone who's wanting to continue improving myself, that's just a part of my personal growth. And that's because I'm running a business. I want to have that type of goal. So you can do both very, very easily. In fact, running a business will drive you to do higher personal goals than anything else. And I am a product of that myself. Once again, there's a reason why I couldn't give you an exact reason why I want to swim 2 miles in 30 minutes, but I just know it's because I'm in business. I want to do it. I'm crazy, but I want to prove to myself that I can do it. And you will find, as you get more serious about your business and personally developing yourself as a business leader, you'll do crazy things too. You'll have crazy goals too. And you won't be able to explain them. You'll just be able to say, just because I want to. Just like that's how I could not tell you why I want to swim 2 miles. I don't know why. I just want to. And that's
just wait
that's
until it's warmer out.
Nah. Goals don't wait, and that's something you will develop as a business leader. That mentality is that your goals don't wait, and you get them done no matter what it looks like outside.
Thank you, Nate. Any other last minute comments? Go ahead, Shauna.
After this meeting, Amy, you're in trouble. So our next,
I know.
There are going to be new goals set in place because you just shared another part of you that you've been hiding.
I'm working on me, Shauna. We discussed this last night. So
I know that. I'm just saying now your business gets to, you're not waiting anymore. You just
yes,
showed you.
ma'am.
So
she was talking about doing a coaching business, and I actually am one of her clients for that. And so that is she's been helping me a good deal the last 2 weeks with working on myself and things that I need to work on. So
the last thing I'll add and share, Amy, and as we wrap this up, I wanted to share with you, I have seen success stories in the Tupperware business. One of my clients currently in one of my celebrity masterminds, she joined us and she, in the process of being in our mastermind and working on herself, she basically climbed the ladders in receiving income through her Tupperware business. And she did very, very well there. It helped pay her bills. She was able to shut down a few things in her life so that she could focus on her. And one of the things that came out of that product is that she ended up publishing a book about her healing journey. And her name is Jennifer Gerald. I'd be happy to introduce you to her if you wanted to connect with her and just see how she's having success in the realm of Tupperware, as well as finding ways to just be herself. And she's awesome. She's making her own podcast. She's speaking on stages. She's doing something that she loves. Not that that's your journey, but it's a journey that you can look into and say, wow, someone else is doing it too. Maybe I can do it too. I'd be happy to introduce you to my client.
That would be great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, out of all the incredible advice and counsel given to you, Amy, what's one thing that you can do over the next 30 days to help progress towards your goal?
My goals don't wait. And by starting the business, I can focus on myself also. I can do both. I don't have to do one to start the other. I can do them together.
I agree. Don't wait. It's just the exact same advice that if you're going to head down this direction, don't walk. Just start sprinting.
Run.
You
Run.
tired, but
Yep.
you'll gain your rest. I promise it. And this is going to be an incredible opportunity for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. That was awesome. I'm really glad we were able to fit this in. Now, for those who didn't get to go, Jessica and June, and I know Adam and Lacey and Matt and Nathan and our Spencer was on here earlier. We had a lot of people, but first of all, I want to invite you guys to two things. The first one is our Champion Circle in-person event. If that's something you want to attend, we now have 2 groups meeting, and I'd love for you to come to one of our in-person ones, because while you get this on a better expanded scale. Our next one is going to be on December 8th in Lehigh. So December 8th in Lehigh, and I'll send you a follow-up to this so that you have the link for it. But December 8th in Lehigh at 9 a.m. We do an in-person one there. That one's extremely fun. We've got a lot of people, great people that go to that one. I felt like Donald Trump when I just said that. Excellent, the best, the most important people. Not that I'm endorsing or whatever. I just wanted to say it was funny because the way I said it. The next date is December 15th, which we do an evening group. This one is in Midvale, which is right next to the Topgolf in Midvale there, right off the highway. And we do that at 7 p.m. And so if you want to join us there, we'd love to have you. Those are our next upcoming dates. And then our next virtual group, if this is interesting to you and you like this, will be on, looks like January 12th will be the first Monday of January. So if that resonates with you, that'd be great. In the comment section, I put in my link to my calendar. I would love to schedule a follow-up with any of you. If you don't have time to answer emails or whatever, and you want to click on that and pick a time, I'd love to create a time where you and I can connect and we can follow up one-on-one and I can learn more about you. Champion Circle is a membership-based organization. So if you'd like to join our membership, I can introduce you to that one-on-one and we can talk more about that. It's an affordable way to network. It's a great way to get these kinds of results and these kinds of ideas, exciting ideas every week, every month of the year. And we do 90-day sprints where we actually put to test the 90-day challenge that Napoleon Hill says in achieving your riches and your wealth. And we do a bunch of other stuff as well. And we just do a lot of fun things, like we go out and we play laser tag, we connect over go-karts, and if that's not your thing, we also play a lot of night games and have a good time and spending time at other people's places. So if you would like to learn more about that, just reach out to me. But please, I'd like to schedule a follow-up, and if you don't click the link in the comment section, which is my calendar, then I will follow up with you and we'll get connected soon. But I'd like to give everyone a chance to say hello and would love to learn more, but as well as just thank you for being here. I had a lot of fun. I took sticky notes upon sticky notes. I filled out my journal a little bit on the second page. Lots of information, and I wanted to thank you guys for this. And I appreciate you all. At the same time, too, I wanted you guys to know that there is a referability side to this. And I know that he wasn't expecting this, but Matt, if you would just take a second and just talk about what you do, because the YPC app is a really great way to build really great connections and to create your digital e-card, which will allow you to connect with more people and have people to remember you by. If you would just take like a minute, Matt, and just tell us a little bit more about what you're doing, what you're building, and how we can connect with you.
Yeah, I can tell you about YPC. YPC is really a success system. It's not just a business card app, which I think that's how it's being perceived. I promise you guys in the future, this is going to be the greatest tool you're going to want in your pocket, because not only can you create multiple profiles about your business, if it's niched down, if you do different things, you're seeing, I'm sure guys can click on this link in the chat and look at it. That's just one of mine. But what it does is it helps me connect everybody that I connect with inside the app. I keep a list. It tracks everybody I've connected with so I could follow up with them. Also, the other thing that I love about it the most, it empowers people that don't know me to learn more about me. And there's a refer button on there that it's easily to refer me to people that you know if I help you, whatever. The one biggest thing in business is communication and communicating with people. Right now, for people that are jumping in at the early adoption, I guess is the best way to put it, you're going to have the ability to have first access to creating a couple different private directories. So think about this as all your clients in a private directory that you'll be able to internally message. And also they'll be able to see people that you would recommend in a different directory. It's really going to change the game. And if you're a coach, this is really going to help you to be able to communicate with a group. So if you take everybody that's in here, let's say all of you guys are in Jon's VIP or his customer list, he can communicate with you everything that's happening real time inside the app. If I'm one of the ones that Jon recommends and I'm in his directory of partners, you guys have access to see all that. And it's me telling my story, not Jon having to try to remember my story to tell you. And there's a ton more to it, but if you guys have questions, reach out to me. You guys can get it at joinypc.com. It's pretty straightforward.
Awesome. And I'd be happy to connect anyone with you as well. I just think it's a super valuable resource and tool on the referability side to be able to be referred and people to look into you more is how you become an expert. I know that was a topic of discussion a lot today, which is becoming an expert in your space. And there's a really great way to do that as people want to inquire more about you. And I think that creates the interest.
It's really, if you guys want to be easily referred, if you guys want to be where people can refer you, it's really the best thing, because even as much as I love Jon, there is no way I'm carrying his business cards around in my pocket to hand out that somebody else is going to throw away anyway. So, but now because he's in the YPC app, I have his info everywhere I go. So if I meet somebody that is interested in masterminds or whatever, it's literally 2 clicks to send a 3-way text message. And Jon knows that I just referred Nathan to him, and there'll be a circle of real follow-up and real connection. That's just one amazing thing about the app. And if we're all in this kind of community, we're all going to want to be able to, if you want to be referred, you got to make it easy for people to refer you.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that, Matt. I love highlighting Matt because he, as you guys found out in our mastermind, he's a wealth of knowledge and resources and such an awesome dude to get to know. He has incredible resources as well as just a ton of talents. You'll see him and connect with him on Facebook, and you'll see how much he really does and how much he knows about the algorithms and the postings of the inner works of marketing through social media. He's an absolute genius in my mind, and I appreciate him being in my circle, and I'm just grateful for him. So I appreciate you, Matt. That was awesome.
Thanks, bro. Likewise. I love being around your energy.
Dude, by the way, I recorded that, so I can send you a clip of that. Awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to end the recording here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in the Champion Circle.